dismissed, rejected, publicly
Ah,
humiliated.
yes, testicles.
Yeah.
You're older, not you're wiser.
I am a Toys R Us kid. I will not grow up.
Man, that hurts my heart. On that note, I guess we left off. Oh my! It feels like forever ago, and I know in my head it was literally only 2 days.
It is.
But where we left off last session, we rejoined Hale as he was finishing the first week of his professorship of the Malthier Collective campus outside of Swagat. He had 3 new pupils, Theinrith, Ari, and Icarus. Well, technically as well, Aura joined as well, but nobody really remembers Aura, so he kind of just slinks off into the unknown. However, with his 3 new pupils, he decides to kind of ask the first, Theinrith, about this Briar, identifying Theinrith as a entity that has a potential connection to the Feywild. They learn that by touching the Briar, things can come out of it, as this thorny, viney beast emerges upon Jinx's Edda impromptu impulsivity to touch the Briar itself. After a night, well, they defeat that creature. Then, after a night of revelry by the 3 pupils, with Hale keeping a close watch over them, they awake the next morning to an alarm. Some of them groggy and stumbling to get up, and an order from the professor to be ready and at the field in 10 minutes. All of them were at least 10 minutes late, with Icarus sleeping in significantly longer than the others. But when they arrive at the field, they're met with a test by... Was that Kaiden? Kaiden. By Kaiden.
Yeah.
A test that involved them breaking off into pairs and dueling. Icarus and... Theinrith and Ari fought 2 bouts. The first quickly ended by a casting of Suggestion by Ari, and the second by the casting of Shatter by Theinrith. Next, Icarus had to face off against the professor himself, which didn't exactly go fully as planned, as Icarus was soon knocked mostly unconscious, fully unconscious, and had to be healed by Ari. The party, the pupils, had a brief lunch before going back to their dormitory to sleep and get their long rest that they much needed, as their night of partying only afforded them a short rest, while Hale went to the tower to investigate a flumphy situation that they saw outside the tower. Jinx came out and played with his flumph familiar until...
He peed his pants.
Oh, he did also pee his pants. And pee his pants with excitement or something. Sure.
That age-old story. You know how it goes.
Oh my god, help me. Until, in a snap of his fingers, Kaiden, almost as if a chill rose in the area, hair stood on his neck, emerges to be confronted by Hemlock, one of Eden's 3 sisters. They have a brief conversation where Hemlock warns Kaiden of the dangers of the Briar, and that one of his pupils may be attempting to destroy it. And if that destruction were to occur, there would be repercussions. A small assurance by Kaiden that it would be protected led to the dispersal and dismissal of Hemlock. And that's where we pick up. Kaiden, you sitting or standing alone on the third floor of your tower, soft light glowing as the sun is almost fully set, but still coming in from the window. What would you like to do?
Okay, remind me real fast. Ecriom campaign. Do we have? How are we communicating? Is it Sending Stone? Is that how we got?
Sending Stone is the major one. I believe you would also, as a wizard of your level, have access to sending.
I do. I just didn't know if that would be. I'll use the stone. If that's
the stone
how
would
we
go.
can-
The stone. The last person to hold the stone was Corvus.
Okay,
He won't let Eden have it.
that actually checks. Okay, so I will just use sending. And I will send a message to Eden, as Kaiden. And is this the 25 thing? Okay, so
You're fine. You can.
Okay.
I don't. You're fine.
okay.
As long as you're not
so-
writing a paragraph. You know.
My dearest Eden. No, it'll be your gift is growing at an alarming rate. Has caused potential danger. Met your third relative. Be careful. That's it.
All right.
There's like a pause. And then Kaiden? Well, that's probably not really a good thing. She's kind of really evil and mean, and she's the one that cut off my fingers. So that's probably bad. We are being careful. Corvus is a barbo now. And be careful and don't let it hurt you. What's it doing?
She gets no response.
Yeah.
Then I'm just gonna go to bed after that, or down to my chambers.
Well, so you told your three pupils to get their long rest and then to meet you at the
Right.
tower. At the tower when the sun set, or like as night was falling. So it'd be about the time now when when Theinrith, Ari, and Icarus, you all would receive your long rest, and be able to, go back to the collective tower and meet with your professor.
After all that, I think I would probably still have time for mine, since it's shortened. I'd like a long rest as well.
What do you get it for? What's yours? 4 hours?
4, yeah.
Oh yeah, you could have thrown a 4-hour rest in there too. Yeah, 100%.
Because unbeknownst to Icarus, she did almost kill me. That crit really hurt. So, yeah.
Hey.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
Yeah, you could have gotten it prior, or like slightly after. Yeah,
yeah.
you had
Just
enough
somewhere
time.
in there. That's where I was going back to my chambers to do, was kind of meditate.
Cool. Night falls. Kailana is, as you guys are leaving, is eating a small dinner. I don't know what you have planned with the professor, but I hope you learned something from whatever experience is there.
dying hurts a lot, so
I would imagine. I
He's never blasted you to death?
the collective he, yes. And by
That sounds like an HR violation of some sort.
no, I meant okay. He, the professor once belonged to a group of, I don't know, they weren't quite adventurers. He belonged to a group of people who were doing things in Swagat. They, Aura, your classmate, the giant red blob, the Ooblik, he had control of the city through use of his spawn, essentially forming parasitic relationships with everybody. And you would have seen while in Swagat that there were some individuals that had like either like along their arms or like on the back of their necks or like something like a trace, like a tiny symbiote almost that was attached to them parasitically, that looked very reminiscent of like the same kind of oozy coloration of aura. The professor now assumes the role as arbiter as well and brokered a peace along with his friends with Aura and Umber, the proprietor of Weimite, to really ensure that there wasn't a outbreak of infectious ooze in the city, and that only those who wished for their memories to be withdrawn from them. I'm going way too much into. Did you ask him about it? He killed me, I guess, at one point, and then I was thankful enough that his friends thought it wise to bring me back.
Well, it sounds like a lot has happened.
Yeah, that was like a month ago.
Yes.
Nothing. I just wasn't quite sure what to say. I'm sorry.
Don't be. They saved my life. I was being consumed by aura. So.
And now we're in class with him.
Yes. The long and short of it was that aura was consumed by rage because of a former magistrate of the Malthier Collective that decided to not let him come and study.
And so he took it out on a town of unrelated people?
I mean, the Malthier Collective was still up. I mean, it's this very campus. It was right outside Swagat, so he took it out on the people that... Yeah, so the Malthier Collective up and ran.
Do you suppose that salt affects him the same way that it does a slug?
How did none of us actually think of that? Sorry.
Because none of you are Icarus.
No, I did not think of that.
As Icarus will hop down with a little shaker of salt.
Icarus.
Where did you even get that?
That's a very good question, but no. I'm going to reach down and try to take the
Like,
salt.
as you take it, like, Icarus is, like, holding on very tightly until, like, they're tippy-toeing.
Okay. You can't just pour salt on people. That's not something that most people would understand or be okay with.
I was going to put it in some of the seats and see if they purposely avoided those seats in the classroom.
What if they didn't see it? And
Then they would
just
scream in
sat?
class and sit down, and then they wouldn't do that again.
Sit in class.
What if I put it just in the doorway?
What if they're wearing shoes?
So I have to apply it to them in order to find out if it's effective.
And that's why I'm keeping the salt, and I'm going to put it in my bag.
As, like, book comes out. putting it in the notes. There's a little doodle of salt.
There's
Sounds
We-
like Aura should avoid having meals with us for the short term.
There's gonna be salt in everything.
Maybe
Like-
salt doesn't affect him and it'll be fine, but you know, you don't want to just try and hurt people for no reason.
Oh yeah.
And your curiosity isn't a good enough reason. Sorry, I feel like that's probably an important clarification.
That one I can accept.
Unless it would be really funny. But
Yeah,
other
no, that's
situations,
true.
not this
It's
one.
really funny.
But yes, no salt. Salt is bad.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
take my salt shaker back, and you can see it was like just on the table.
Oh yes, here you go. Just keep it on a high shelf, please.
Thank you. And she puts it back on the table right in front of her.
She's going to. Okay. Not my fault.
Well, if it disappears, we know who took it.
But we can't stop her. Look at how small she is.
Maybe we
That's a
need-
dirty 20 for stealth. As Icarus starts to mage hand, with my telekinesis, starts to mage hand it like away.
You guys can make perception checks. You are actively watching her.
Yeah.
I don't think we're watching her too closely and don't suspect the mage hand. I got a 13, or at least.
Let me see. What? Get out my eyes. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna see. Nope, that is a 6. That's subject.
And Kailana did not notice it either, so the salt is on again.
I mean, unless we have advantage, but still, it's hard to beat that.
No,
honestly.
you said so yourself. You were focusing so much on Icarus that you wouldn't have noticed the mage hand. Yeah, the mage hand just swoops in, grabs the salt, like just kind of
It's
like.
invisible as well, so that's the other fun part.
Yep, it turns invisible, and you probably put it in your bag or something. And
Oh yeah.
yep.
So smug.
All right. Well, I'm going to finish my dinner and then head to bed.
Yep, we should get to that tower as Icarus just like quickly makes like their way out of the room.
You leave the dormitories and head up the hill to the base of the tower. The moon coming up and giving you guys this kind of faint pale light as you make your way. Hale, where would you be? Would you still be in your chambers, or would you have met them outside, or?
I probably, considering all that happened, would have beat them out there. So I'd probably be just standing at the base of the tower, kind of
Cool.
looking up, pondering it all.
Well, as you wind yourself around the tower, you notice that your professor is staring up at the tower back to you.
I wasn't late this time.
Remind this idiot, what were we going to do that night?
You never told us.
You never
Dope.
tell.
Got it. All right. That's what I thought that, but we'll. Yeah.
You tell
It
us.
was Ripley. It
Professor.
was Ripley. If that makes you
It
feel
was
better.
Ripley.
Okay.
I think the intent was mind stuff.
Well, there was that, and then I know I identified the part. I feel like there was something that happened that made me want to come back here, but I can't quite remember what it was. But
You saw the flume, which is why you came back
Okay.
originally. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
If I'm trying to piece the things back together slowly. Yeah.
No, that's fine. Yeah. So as they approach, I'm not going to sort of speak outright. I'm just kind of looking at everything pensively. Does it, with this sort of new information, obviously there was nothing obviously detailed about the briar itself, but kind of seeing it in this new light in the dark, do I get any kind of more insight or glean anything that maybe, kind of looking at it through a different perspective now, like that I should know or could possibly find out about it because of what's happened? Does it have any, did they come out of it like from a teleport? Is there a connection there, like an actual connection with the Fae? Like, am I garnering any kind of new, insight into this?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay. I'll just do it on here. 15.
15. You're not sure how Hemlock manifested. It's very possible that she spawned much like the thorny beast that came out earlier that day. But since you weren't there, you were not quite sure. The one thing you do notice is that the main kind of bush, like the main kind of portion that's rooted in the ground at the base of the tower, almost has this very, very faint pulse. It's not like a heartbeat. It's more of just like a thrumming. And you can, as you watch, you notice that it's almost like a ripple effect that extends up and around the portions that are now, attached to your tower.
So even with them there, I'm just gonna be standing there for probably, a good uncomfortable minute and a half or so. So change of plans. I originally anticipated, and you see sort of these dark red eyes and big pupils. Um, it was originally intended that we perhaps could learn something from this, and having multiple minds, new sets of eyes, a new perspective could help. Just a general curiosity amongst other curiosities that we partake in. However, I've decided for us and for you all that this is off limits now. You are not to be near it. Avoid it when you can. Don't touch it. I have new information gleaned and feel it is in your best interest from a safety perspective to not engage in this plant. I will tend to it, ensure that it does not overtake the tower, but that is all.
That's a little curious.
I was visited by a representative and ensured them that should they do us no harm, we will do it no harm. So the deal is done.
So what if we're studying it but not harming it? And mean no ill will towards it?
I would rather you not study it at all. Perhaps maybe from afar, but no tests, no samples, no touching. Unless prior consent is given by me. Me.
So do not physically touch.
No,
The
do not
plant.
touch, period. Magically and or otherwise. I am also a wizard.
Sorry, there's lots of other things you can experiment on. I mean, Icarus, I'm sorry. What am I talking about? I'm still tired, huh?
Personally, I don't know. I mean, you've kind of done a good job of getting our what's the word, like our interests piqued with this. I mean, it's going to be pretty hard to avoid it.
Sure. Just know this. I have, like I said, made contact with an entity who you actually may be somewhat familiar with. And if they were to mean any of us harm, I could not stop them. So you would do so potentially at the stake of your own life.
Really don't want that.
Oh no.
Kind of defeats the purpose of your mission, right? If you're like, dead. As an example, if you get shot in the face and then or knocked unconscious.
That was perhaps 1% of what this entity is capable of.
Oh. Well, now what? Then.
Well, I don't know. That's all I got. And you'll just see a flash of light, and it'll be sort of green eyes. Well, we can, there's plenty of other magical things to study. Wonderful things, not dangerous things. Things that can expand our minds in ways that we can't even fathom. And I say we spend our time doing that, doing things that we can do to make ourselves better at arcane arts. There will be plenty of time once you've mastered some of these concepts to put yourself in danger. There's no need to do it at such an early stage.
That's interesting given what we did this morning.
I would not definitely call that not dangerous. It was a confined space where we were practicing and learning.
I died.
And you did not die. Would you relax?
That was not contained.
It was.
That was not. We even talked to the other student, and that was not contained. That's happened to someone else as well.
Well, you also have to test your mettle. What I'm saying is, I don't think any of you could kill the others right now. And I'm confident in my ability to stop that from happening. My ability, not Kaiden's. I've already told you, kind of an ass. So, in that regard, it was a learning experience contained in which I don't think anybody was in actual harm. Yes, it hurt, but sometimes hurting is learning. So, but if you guys are uncomfortable with that, perhaps we can do some different methods, but there will be some practical application. I kind of do agree with Kaiden in one aspect. Practicing on dummies, particularly offensive and defensive magic, loses some of the luster if you don't feel like the other person has, or that your target is capable of thought and reacting. It helps, I promise. But we can discuss and put in more boundaries and make sure that we have healing words available and potions available and all that sort of stuff. This is a little impromptu. I felt like we were ready. Perhaps we jumped the gun, admittedly.
I'm sorry. My point wasn't that we shouldn't do that. My point was that there are already times where it just seems a little hypocritical to say we're not ready for danger yet. That's all. That was my point.
Sure. So
Thank you, Icarus.
Running into a bog, right, and getting stuck is dangerous. Fighting a very powerful ancient fey creature is beyond dangerous. It's stupid. What I'm saying is what I'm saying is there are levels. It is a spectrum. I'm not saying you can't be exposed to any danger. I'm saying let's progressively get more dangerous. Not, hey, let's start at 100.
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
So, apologies for the change of plans, but we will not be partaking in this. And I understand the need, probably more than any other one of us. I understand the curiosity, and I definitely understand when somebody says, hey, don't study this. I get that that's going to make you want to study it. And he's looking directly at Icarus. But I'm asking for a little trust in this regard. It's a simple request, and it may not be permanent. I would just like time to process some of this information. So while I do that, please allow me.
Fine.
So, the night is young, I guess. I don't really have much plans for you guys. Are there any questions about any of this so far? Are we all clear?
What?
Hmm?
What ancient well, you were specifying. Do you know the name?
I do, but well, I believe I do. But again, for safety reasons, I will not be disclosing that. But, and he'll look to Thynra, it is of the Briar. And yeah, that's it.
Have you considered reaching out to your friend?
I have and did. Yeah,
I really want to touch it.
I know you do. There's also a distinct 25% of me that also does, but we're not going to.
Icarus, you're interested in space and time, right? I mean,
Yeah, but I've been told I can't study something. It's kind of like when I was told earlier I couldn't have the salt, and then Icarus just pulls the salt shaker out.
Icarus,
Because you're going to do
Icarus.
something you're going to do something that is not the most
It's
kind
not-
thing you could do.
It's only
Excuse
because
me?
you told me not to.
It
What is
it was
Nothing.
it was a plan to put a lot
It's a
of
theory.
salt in our food, yes. Because Icarus wanted to see if we were going
Inside
to Oh right, this is gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
18.
Well, I got a 9, so good luck.
Salt and food. Icarus doesn't exactly strike me as the practical joke type.
It seems like a very practical joke that she's planning.
Yes. I mean, what isn't that so funny? You go to eat food and it's just like blah, it's so salty, and just
It's
spit
it's
it
not
out
so much
everywhere.
a prank as much as it is an analysis of possible.
Yeah, no, it's a prank.
Is that what it would be called? I was really just trying to see if the salt would break down the components of gelatinous material.
Uh-huh.
Yes, in reference to like gelatin, like food, not people.
It could.
Specific denial. Character.
You know what? If you promise not to touch this, I will get you a sample.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Eventually, I will want a sample. Just like Icarus is like muttering to themselves. Also on a side note, I would like to not go back out dancing, as that made me late for class. So that is off the table for this evening's entertainment.
Sure. Well, is there anything currently you guys are at least interested in understanding or exploring, again, in a sort of novice capacity.
I'm still curious if I can target a single one of your personalities independent of the other individuals.
It is interesting. I've never, we've definitely never tested that hypothesis. From what I understand, we are, it's almost like an evolution. So we all started as a sort of single-minded focus, but as we've existed, we've all sort of, I don't know, not so much diverged from a single mind so much as taken on our own interests and priorities. But I'd be curious to know exactly how far that would take it. But the thing to keep in mind is we don't actually exist. So,
Or do you? I mean, are you sure?
fairly certain.
Do you
What do you mean?
produce
you
a
don't
conscious thought?
We produce very similar to what I imagine, at least this is my hypothesis, what sort of an internal astral projection of the core idea. So we don't have 4 different processes of thought, or 4 different brains or anything like that. It is still centralized.
So you are real.
But
The core is real. The
But you're just as
manifestations
real
of
as
the-
you're manifesting before me. I can see you, and you do have physical manifestations specific to yourself.
and
I have physical manifestations of a core. This is what the core looked like, sort of. And this is an aspect or component of its personality. Like I said, as we have existed, we have grown into thoughts and, or excuse me, our own sort of priorities and interests. But all of those stem from, this is the aspect of core thought process hasn't changed. It's just become my focus. Whereas defense has become Kaiden's, and compassion and companionship has become Jonas.
So, like, the original person is like a little baby, and you're all protecting the baby. No offense.
Exactly. So, with all that said, the idea that I would have, or the curiosity that I would have, is not to target myself or Kaiden or Jonah, but would be to target Ulrich, which is
The baby.
me, us.
Oh.
But I don't know what that means, because we protect him very well.
Why don't you?
What happened? Why are
What?
you protecting him?
I don't know. Well, I know why I'm protecting him. Because he wants us to, and has manifested us to do so. Why he has done that, I don't know. None of us do. He doesn't even know.
Do you remember before you were 4 different people?
Yeah, so we all share collective memories of our past. So my wife, our teaching, our 3 daughters, all of those sort of things exist in here. There's just sort of a handful of pages that have been ripped out.
I sense a traumatic event that probably caused somebody to develop an extreme reaction.
That's what we've
I'm
concluded as
reading
well.
between the lines, but you don't have a wife and 3 daughters with you.
That's what I was referring to without saying it.
We have assumptions, but no knowledge.
So basically, whatever happened is just missing. You just know they're gone.
Yes.
Do you know if they're...
We have assumptions, but we have no knowledge.
Dineth,
And
is this...
we'd rather not know.
What?
Do you know people like Hale where you come from?
No, not necessarily. He's the first person I've met like this, in his state. But I mean, all the things aside of how it's not like how your mental state is not something you see in a lot of people, you seem to handle it quite well. You've done a great job of
It's
like
been some
communicating.
it's been some growing pains, but it's clearly a defense mechanism that was created by a very intelligent person, and we are doing our best. So the best that we've concluded so far is that each one of us provides a sort of different type of defense for him, because he does not want to. My best guess is that when I sort of first started developing my own thoughts or my own sort of independent priorities, everything focused on, like I said yesterday, sort of fringe magic and this idea of manipulating one's mind. And I believe that his desire is to develop a way to forget. Not temporarily, not everything, but a precise incision of memory.
Is that
So
possible?
So you said you're curious if I can target him. Do you want me to try? I mean, I'll be studying here for a while, so you don't have to decide right now.
No, it's a yes and no. It's a yes and no. I am the inquisitive, curious one, and I am extremely curious to know. Because while we all sort of communicate, the 4 of us that you've met so far, we don't hear from him ever. So I would be curious, just curious. The no aspect of it is it could come with some unforeseen risk that I couldn't plan for. But I gotta say, the curiosity is it's pretty heavy, particularly to know if we're on the right track. Because obviously we've had about 3 different sort of things that we've done since then, and it doesn't feel like we're any closer. So before we were sort of alone. It's easy to stay protected when you surround yourself with nothing and no one. Jonah was the first one to sort of say, I need out, because he has to have companionship. He's got to be around other people, or he'll explode. Then that was the development of Kaiden, because if we're going to go out in the real world, we need a protector. And then we had a group that we travel with, who we've made mention of. And now we're here. So I don't actually know if what we're doing is helping or hindering or what. So that is where my curiosity lies. You know what?
Is your goal to be a single person again?
I don't really have it. My goal is to figure out what he wants. If that makes sense. If that's what he wants, and the way to do that is to help develop magic that can do what he wants, then we'll do it. Because at the end of the day, he holds the desire. He's just kind of hiding it right now, which is a little difficult to understand exactly what we're supposed to be doing. So it is a bit of a floundering. We've found our comfort sort of in a familiar routine, a la teaching.
You're kind of like regent council, I suppose.
So yeah, sort of. Yes. So it would be nice to know. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. We don't have anything else planned. Right? I don't have anything planned.
Right?
This was the thing, and now we've told you guys not to do it. And hey, Icarus, this may satisfy a different curiosity because this might be wild.
I've already ruled out the likelihood of it having some sort of Fey origin.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think this was all internal.
Yeah.
Ari's like pacing as she's like thinking through what she can do.
So
like Icarus clearly like cuts off, like they were about to like do the thing where they just blurt what they were thinking, and you can tell there's like this conscious thought to just stop the sentence.
you can speak your mind.
Your Ulrich seems disturbed.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably putting it lightly.
That's why I said it that way.
But
You mentioned earlier that there were different triggers that brought all of you out before you figured out how to switch between them. What were the kind of triggers that you had?
So for me, it's anything analytical. If there's something to be studied or understood, or
So what if I said, I really need a hug really bad because I'm really confused?
I'm able to switch between, but inside, if you want to read my thoughts, Jonah is screaming to hug you. That would be Jonah. Jonah is the compassionate, sort of caring, fatherly figure. The thing to keep in mind is that, so far as we can tell, each one of these personas is the aspect of Ulrich. These are not made up things. I am not an entity created out of a thought. I am Ulrich's analytical mind. Jonah is Ulrich's compassionate side. Kaiden is Ulrich's defensive side.
And grumpy.
Yeah, I guess. But it's all about self-preservation. And Jinx is the child at heart. So we are him. He is us. It's just we are amplified versions of that. That's why we've been referring to ourselves as personas, because it's just his personality.
I'm here and you are here. We are all together.
So if you were to target, you would just kind of, I would assume what you would have to do as a training exercise, kind of picture each one of us and kind of try your best to meld them together. You wouldn't have to have any kind of visual cue because this is us. And we look the same.
Realize.
I knew you were going to say that. Hold on.
While you're looking,
oh, you're talking about visualizing.
No,
so...
you're fine. Yeah, that's good.
While you're looking for this, Thynrith, you've been pretty quiet. What's up with you right now?
No, she has things that she was wanting to do, but now it's like, oh, we can't touch the plant at all. So she's having to kind of figure out how to do the things she was planning on doing, but now she can't get near the plant, and she had this whole thing she wanted to do. So
I would say Icarus is perceptive enough that like while they're doing this, Icarus will like slowly, like every time Thynrith will like look over, Icarus is like a foot closer and like a foot closer and like a foot closer until like Icarus has the book out.
I'm very intrigued by any notes you may have on the forbidden plant.
That's what we're calling it.
Do we need a code word?
Is like whispering, like
No, that works fine.
We could call it the weed.
Sure. That sounds. I mean,
Well, there's
I
nothing
think,
suspicious if we keep talking about the weed. If somebody's like, "Well, what are you talking about? The weed?"
well,
Or we're gonna go
my,
look at the weed.
I believe it would be pretty obvious. There's only one main plant we've all been looking at.
It's a
But
chronic problem. We could call it the chronic.
okay, we could. Yeah, sure, sure. Not quite sure what that's in reference to, or if it's something else, but sure. That works.
Okay. So tell me all you know about the chronic. I just
Well-
broke myself. Fuck. It's mostly I can't look at Megan. Don't look at me, Megan.
Who's Megan? I'm Dynrith. Stay engaged. I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm joking. Well, so, I do need to get close to the plant at some point, or at least I need to get. And my little dragon Tom is gonna crawl up on my shoulder and just look at you. I need to get him to the plant.
Why?
I have a thing I need to do, and it's kind of personal. But he does need to make his way to the plant at some point.
Okay, I will interject at that. Blue, by the way. So as he's talking, he just blue and then shifts over. Thynrith, I was going to withhold this, but I think perhaps it's in your best interest to know. They are aware of your intentions. And I specifically, the deal that we made was not necessarily for all of our protections, so much as it was for yours. So
Now I am extremely curious as to what information you are all withholding from me.
I don't necessarily that pretty much is the gist, and I wasn't withholding it from you because it's not information for you, but I want to be extremely clear that there may be a time and place for what you intend to do, and I don't necessarily intend to stop you. Obviously, we all have our thing, but I don't think now's the time. So,
Okay.
just be aware of that.
Are you implying that we need further training so that we can beef her up so that then she can take on the chronic? I mean, the
So,
briar.
We're just gonna call it. Yeah, we're just gonna. You don't need a code name. Don't need a. It's just.
I appreciate you looking out. I suppose I was listening to, the powers that be. So,
I don't want you to be. Obviously, I'm not privy to any of the conversations you've had. I just don't want you to be set up for something that you are not prepared for, and that is not a hit against any of your current capabilities or potential. It's just, as a person who's been around a while and understands things and has had direct interaction with now 4 of the Briars, none of us here are ready. Five. I'm of the Briar. Shut up.
What?
Wait,
That is Jean.
you met all 3 sisters?
I have. Yeah, because we met 2 of them. Didn't we meet 2 of them at that thing?
You met one at the fake wart.
I've only met
You
one.
know Eden. You just met him.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
because you met with
I've heard of
you
the
met
other
with
one.
you met with Syria. You haven't met Belladonna.
Okay, so I've
Yeah.
heard of that one though, and
Yeah.
then so
You
okay,
know
well,
of, yeah.
retcon. Yeah,
I'm excited for everybody to meet Belladonna, though.
She's
Sorry.
fun.
I met Belladonna, but not in campaign.
So just
Well, I guess I kind of didn't.
while you're here, allow me to be able to say that I did everything to protect my students. And I'm not 100% sure I could if they come back.
So you do care about us.
I mean, yes, yeah, absolutely. I care about inspiring new minds, absolutely, because everything that we do pushes magic forward.
Mm-hmm.
Kaiden doesn't care about you at all, but most of us in here do.
Well, now my feelings are hurt and I do need a hug.
It's like Icarus will kind of sit down on the ground.
And as you see a flash of like light blue eyes, and he'll sit down beside you. It's not that big. It's you're fine. Everyone here is very supportive, and we all love you. And you know what? I say it's probably gonna be like a week before he's like, you know what, just study the flower. you know how that goes. It's fine.
Okay.
Like quick hug. Just like a quick like side hug and just like.
So then, are you gonna let like her like use that charmy stuff on you?
I have to admit, like I'm a little nervous. I don't know. I kind of like doing our own thing, but Ripley seems pretty go-getter about that sort of stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. I think it could be fun. But I really think that like we should definitely all hold hands while we do it. Support group.
And then Icarus will just grab a hand and then like reach up for like Ari.
Well, I should probably hold his hands, and then Steinroth's gonna get in here.
I will be not holding anyone's hand.
You will
Bring it in.
suddenly feel an
Bring it in.
invisible hand
Why?
on your hand.
What? What is that? And I'm gonna start shaking my hand really violently.
Then I need you to make a strength check.
Oh no.
Shouldn't be hard. It's against a mage hand. So.
Hang on.
Mage hands can only lift 5 pounds, so
Yeah.
All right.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
That's
Yeah.
an 11.
If you roll a natural one.
That's a fail. And then you get pulled 5 feet towards
Oh, it's not just-
the group.
Son of. Oh, all right.
And then Icarus is sitting there like happily like,
Here, we'll do one of these. We'll do one of these. Start
No.
small. You just gotta do this.
It's gonna be really weak fist bump.
the mage hand is still there.
Just like holding the fake patient.
Yep.
I'll put one finger down in Icarus's hand. Just one finger.
Boop. Yeah, that's really all I can hold. If I'm very honest, I am 2.5 foot tall. Icarus cannot do. It's like on tippy toes at that. Just like
Hale, all right. And one more time, what was your original name?
Ulrich.
Ulrich. You know, maybe it would also help if you sort of put yourself back. I have this idea.
Okay.
Maybe if you remembered a memory, and if with your consent, I watched it with you through Detect Mind, then maybe you'll be more in the headspace of Ulrich, and I'll know Ulrich a little better.
Yeah, I think we could do that for sure. We have plenty of wonderful memories. Okay.
That felt facetious.
No, we have lots. I mean, it's
Sound
there was a
diverse
lot
to
of good
me.
times. So what I think I'll do though, for this is, you guys are making me feel super, super comfortable, but and then with that, it just shifts over to green. Probably need to have a clear and thoughtful understanding of everything that's going on. Okay, so okay, good memory. Okay.
All right,
Got
you're
it.
gonna feel me try and go in your mind. Do you resist or do you?
Ooh. Ripley would not. Hold on. Just out of curiosity. Oh, sorry, that was really loud.
Also,
Uh,
Thynrith, if your dragon is still out, it is getting invisible scritches.
It is. It's still just chilling on my shoulder.
no, he will not try to resist.
Okay. In your mind.
Okay, so what you see is sort of the person before you. He he has significantly more color. Still kind of pale, but sort of rosy cheeks and some color in his face and stuff. Um, Blue eyes. He's got sort of a kind of Ichabod Crane sort of feel about him. He's got sort of long, scraggly hair that's kind of like in that low ponytail thing. Scraggly, kind of unkept beard. But just because he's happy and he's got a lot going on, not because of any kind of issue. You're in a pretty simple, small house. Um, Smell of like fresh bread, um, kids' laughter. It is the most mundane, happiest day ever. It's just there's nothing going on. It's just going around the house, playing with the kids, eating meals, sharing time together, going out on a walk to pick like
Wisdom
fresh.
saving throw.
Oh,
What do your kids look like? What does your wife look like?
I'll let you answer.
sure.
I'll let you answer that first.
Okay. So, wife is like she's got blonde hair, and it's curly, but like everything about her is just screams like herbalist. Like she's got sort of dirty sort of apron on. She's got like gloves like in the garden. She's got flowers in her hair, like the what do you call it? Like the flower crown
Garland, or
Geoffrey,
like
thing.
a
yeah.
flower crown?
Yeah, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And it kind of drifts down the back. Um, there's three girls. One is about 10, one is about 8, and the other one is about 5. Um, the 10-year-old has blonde, straight hair. The middle one has curly dark hair, and the other one has straight dark hair. The youngest has straight dark hair, and they're just kind of in, like sundresses, day wear, and uh, one one of them is the youngest is just an absolute. If you just shave Ulrich's beard off, it's just him. Like it just looks exactly like him. But the other two kind of resemble more of the mother. And wisdom saving throw. Okay, 22.
Okay, cool. Continue describing the scene.
And that's pretty much it. So that it would be a typical day. So a lot of like I said, going through, walking, picking flowers, obviously, but berries, coming back, making like a pie with the berries that they made. It is like your NPC life. Like nothing happens, nothing dramatic. It's just a very happy family living a very simple life. You do see at the end of the day, he will go over to a corner where he has like a small little desk, and I'm making like a lesson plan for the next week. Where if you look at the paper, it's a collective paper, but it's a it's very clearly not a college level thing. It's a grade school thing. So it is a local school that's like an extension that he just teaches at with the little kids. So that's pretty much it.
And you'll hear in your mind, "Thank you for showing me this. I'm sorry that you lost this."
We are too.
Oof. Now I'll make another wisdom saving throw.
Hold on. It's a natural one.
Now, what I will say is, you do have an inspiration.
Oh, that's true.
However, yeah.
I'll do it.
Was it
Guys, no,
it
the
was an
story.
umbrella die, yeah?
No, actually, because my actual daughter has those somewhere. Like, that's what she uses to play D&D with.
Well, I have sparkly sparky princess dice that I'm finally getting around to.
Yeah, she'll take those for sure.
As you continue to watch this scene, Ari, Hale, you almost feel like you're both there, like you're set inside the threshold of the home, watching the going-ons of Hale's family. As night falls, the dark slowly takes the house. Candles are lit, the hearth lit. You watch as Hale goes into the girl's bedroom. And for the briefest of moments, you think you see, deep within the recesses of that dark room, a pair of glowing yellow eyes. Hale comes to the door, closes. One of the candles goes out in the kitchen. Hale, unaware, moves to his papers, sits and begins to work. You look over at the candle, or where the candle had once stood, to see another pair of these glowing yellow eyes. Soon followed by one in the rafter, another set underneath the couch, another under the kitchen table, one at Hale's feet. Above you, a light rain begins to start. Now, Hale, what I have for you is, in this moment, what is his immediate emotion? Because he can see this just as well as you can.
So, okay, well, let me ask you. So, if this is a memory,
this is a memory that is.
So if my consciousness, if I have a separate consciousness that I'm watching with Ari, and I'm watching this happen, then the reaction, obviously, of memory Hale would be oblivious, because I don't think he would know. But I would lean over to Ari.
No, not memory Hale. Him. Alric.
So,
because he was the one who would have been triggered by the "I'm sorry" for your loss, which would have led to the introduction of this scene that you're seeing before you, and the shift from the happy day you created to the now.
So what you see is the guy that's standing, or that's sitting at the desk, right? And as you're watching all these eyes and stuff, his body does not move at all, but wherever your vision is, I know you're not actually there, but wherever your perspective is, even if it's directly behind him, his head just rotates to wherever you're looking, and just says, "Leave now."
I'm gonna reach out a hand, I don't know, it's all sort of ephemeral, but I'm gonna try and reach out and be like, just talk to them, Ulrich.
Now, back to you, Ronan. What emotion would Ulrich be feeling?
Unadulterated fear.
Alright. Give me 2 seconds.
Well, if I can feel that, which I almost certainly can.
I would almost say it's so heavy that the two other people holding hands could feel it.
Just like clenching.
Yeah.
I'm
Sweaty palms, shaking.
gonna cast calm emotions on you.
In order for calm emotions to work, the entity that you are trying to calm has to be a humanoid. And unfortunately, in Hale's memories, and in Hale's nightmares, what the Hale that you are seeing before you is slowly beginning to shift and change. The body almost cracks as the skin is torn away, the skeleton extending, now the arms becoming this thick, almost black-like chitinous hide that swallows it, the legs extending as this creature stands up before you, standing well over 7 feet tall. Imagine Slender Man if Slender Man was a spawn of Cthulhu. An eldritch being, a abomination of flesh and nightmare fuel. Its face has this long craning neck that now is like twisting and turning toward you. Its mouth, a gaping maw of nothingness where Hale's piercing eyes were. A void.
This is all happening in his head, or is this happening?
I need everybody who is holding hands to make a wisdom saving throw. You can choose to fail. Hale, you are the only exception since it's your nightmare. You must
Okay, cool.
stay.
Yeah, that's fair. We're so good.
Hashtag twinning.
What'd you get?
I got a 13. No one gave me anything, right?
13.
You had an advantage from way earlier, I think, or yeah, you had advantage earlier. Megan had advantage twice, I think.
Somebody had
so.
guidance, I think, not an advantage.
Megan also had a guidance.
Oh, okay, shit, bud.
I still rolled a natural 1.
Icarus.
Yep.
Ari.
He's dead. Sorry.
Dead.
Feinrith. Well, I'll start with Ari, because Ari would happen differently than Icarus and Feinrith. Ari, as you're standing there, looking into the gaping black holes of this creature's eyes, your immediate thought is to push out of the dream, push out of the thought, push out of the instance. You turn to the door the way that you came in. The door won't open. It's locked. You're stuck in this dreamscape. Feinrith, Icarus, The two of you feel both Ari's hands and Hale's hands clasping tightly and firmly onto yours to the point where it's like almost hurting your knuckles as they're squeezing together. Then you feel a tug. Not a tug or a pull at your hand, but in your chest and in your mind. Everything goes black for a moment until you see before you this creature. In front of you, Ari and Hale. And that's where we're going to go on break.
Jonah feels so bad.
My name's Jonah.
It sounds like your guilt has been twisting you into an aberration.
Oh my god!
You could say
this is all like
that
you
this
guys
is
know more about hell than I do now.
You could say that this is one of Hale's demons.
Bum, bum, bum.
And yeah, we'll be back in about 10-ish minutes.
Yeah, I just fucking love all of this. Like, I know this is like horrible for Ronan, but I'm so happy.
No, this is dope.
Yeah, we'll be back in about 10 minutes. We'll see you. We'll see you then.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Do you make a noise?
No.
All right.
You're so disappointed.
The four of you. Are my headphones acting up, or was that you? I can't tell.
It was, yeah, it was.
Okay.
I'm not sorry.
Where we left off. Ari and Hale trapped in the memory turned nightmare of Alric Hale. The OG Hale. The power of the entity that is now absorbing Alric's memory, pulling... oh my god, I just forgot her name. I forgot how to say her name.
Thynrith?
Thynrith. Yeah, Thynrith. Thank you. Thynrith. And Icarus into this dreamscape. Before you, this tall, slender, chitinous, almost humanoid creature, if it wasn't for the fact that its mouth was this just gaping black hole, its eyes voidless, shifting masses as it looks at the four of you. I said to leave.
I can't. I can't! And I yank on the door.
And then the eyes and the head kind of just like turn and crane toward you. Hale.
So full on Kaiden. Idiot. Okay. Is everyone there now?
Yes, all of your friends,
Yeah,
all of your pupils are now standing about you.
I have to roll a die real quick to see what Icarus's first reaction will be. Yeah, no, Icarus is going to look over, see the thing in front of them, and is going to attack.
All right. Go ahead and what attack are you doing? What's your first instinct?
This is Witch Bolt. This was our go-to before. This is a 19 to hit.
But Roden says, no, wait, no.
No, 19 to hit.
Yep, a 19 hits.
And that is going to be 15 points of force as this kind of black bolt of lightning that's brimmed, it straight up looks like a black hole in an electric bolt form as this beam of force energy just hits this thing and then is staying locked on because of Witch Bolt.
in reaction to that, you watch as it attaches and continues to jolt. The head turns to you immediately.
I'm going to step in front.
Wish you ran. And I need the 4 of you to roll initiative, please.
I figured.
Oh, me too. And what dice are you using?
Damn.
Umbral Oculus dice, but not the one that I lost earlier.
Not the cool one to your sister.
I wish I would have rolled an Umbral Oculus.
Oh,
die
like
for this
those ones?
initiative.
Yeah, I've got them over here. This one I rolled on D&D Beyond. No, I've got them over here. I'm also waiting for the D20 for a special moment.
Is Taryn cutting in and out for you guys, or was that just my headphone? What the fuck? Hang
Yeah.
on. Hang on. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to turn on my headphones.
No, my special new glowy dice that I got for my birthday. Because I want to see how they feel about the person who bought them for me.
So dastardly, so evil.
20 or higher.
Oh, no.
15 to 20.
8.
18. Ari, what'd you get?
16.
16. So we got Thynrith. And then Ari. 10 to 15.
12.
Does that beat what I rolled? What I rolled?
I don't know.
Is that a 6 or a 9? Okay. Cool. Hale. How'd you do there? Icarus.
I got an 8.
Cool.
Because I didn't use my LED dice and I'm being a facetious bastard. And that's what I get.
Cool. And then our homie, our new friend, is going to go before you.
No, yeah.
Yeah. I rolled low, though. I only rolled a 6.
Me too.
Yeah. But we'll start off. Thynrith. You're up. I'd say where you guys enter is probably about 20. Like the home is moderately sized, so you probably have about like 20, 25 feet of space. And some furniture in the way. A couch, kitchen table.
Very
Maybe we should
cottagecore,
run.
just for a visual.
Maybe we do run.
What the hell?
I would.
Oh. Yeah. I thought you were saying something. I thought
Oh no, I'm whispering.
you were like
to myself.
mouthing. You were like mouthing, and I'm like, what? I can't. Damn head! I thought my headphones were working. All right, sorry. Continue.
Now we're just going to mess with Logan.
Don't.
Yes. So, for my action, I would like to cast Fairy Fire.
Oh. Interesting. Dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
So the good news is that it rolled a 2, so it fails. And the 2 yellow eyes that are still in the room. One failed, and then the other one is 13 plus 2, I think, so 15.
That one definitely. So 2 of them failed. So now.
So you see the creature that stands before you just lit up. What color?
I am going to pick a very bright aqua color.
All right, this very bright aqua color. Underneath the couch, you can start to see this light emanating from underneath as well.
That's creepy. And so now basically just for the other people's, any attack roll against an infected creature or object in that area has advantage if we can see it. And they can't benefit from being invisible, so they can't basically get out of our sight. So just a good buffer for everybody.
Anything for your bonus action?
Let me see. Okay.
Behind you and to the right would be like kind of kitchen area. That would give you more space, and you'd be able to get behind the kitchen table itself if you moved like that way into the space.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll move over there. Just to kind of give myself a little bit of a buffer. And that will be my turn.
Okay. As you move over there, you didn't notice it right away, but as you move into the space and look behind you on the counter, you can see a pair of glowing yellow eyes. And because you have dark vision, you can see this almost it's reminiscent of a cat, though skinless, or not skinless, hairless. I just gave myself nightmares. Hairless, and its like features are a lot more like rounded, and almost like its body is coated in like a layer of like latex or rubber. And as you sit there, its mouth opens into almost a human-like grin to show you rows and rows of teeth that are like the eerie Joker, like interlocking, just like triangle pointed teeth.
Nice.
But Ari, it is to you.
We have any idea what these like creepy cat things are?
Well, as a human, you don't really have dark vision, so you can't see them.
Fair enough. Okay. So is there now like a separate Hale in the room? Is that
No?
what's
So
happening?
so the Hale that was sitting in the chair writing papers,
Yeah.
turned
Into this.
into this creature, and then you and Hale, you and Hale, who are kind of sharing this space, watching the memory manifested in full form.
Okay, so so he is there.
Yeah.
So Kaiden is next to you. Yeah, Kaiden Hale is next to you. You're
okay.
you. Yeah, you have Icarus behind you, and then off to the right a little is Theinrith.
And then I guess my question of what I'm trying to get at is, can I tell if that thing is him or if this is something else entirely?
Roll an Arcana check.
Can I go ahead and do the same? Because that was going to be my question on my turn.
Yep, I allow general like questions like thought, like idea,
Okay.
like in your head, like mental questions. A quick like
Ooh.
reflection.
13.
So one from total of 5,
Total of
but one on the die.
Total of 5. I would say you have no idea or experience with stuff like
Makes
this, Ari. Hale, I will let you know on your turn.
Okay.
Okay. I guess in that case, I'm gonna say, is that you to Hale? And I'm going to back away, but I'm not going to attack.
Okay.
Or you say that to me?
Yeah, I say that
Okay.
to you. The one that looks like you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Hale. That's Ulrich. We'll just say that from going forward. Okay.
Cool. You just back away, no action. Hale, as you stare at this thing, this is an embodiment of almost pure emotion, pure thought. The power that emanates from this being is that of like creation, as if I'm gonna go back. Creation with a trace of the magics that you would know that you cast. This is something that, while you don't know exactly what it is, you know is likely an additional defense measure from Elric.
Okay. So that's what I'll say. I'll turn to Ari real fast and say, it's a defense mechanism and a threat. Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
All right. So I will. We'll start off. We'll start off light. We'll just do. So slight change, I guess, in this aspect. Visually, maybe. He the chitin that you see is really gaunt and kind of not quite skeletal, but real thin. So as he lifts his robe up, he does have very, very bony fingers, and just sort of as before, he'll kind of reach out, and then that bony protrusion will just continue on, and I'll do chill touch onto the creature.
Oh, okay.
And I have advantage
Do you?
because of the thing, the fairy. Or
Oh, because of fairy
Because of
fire.
the
Yep,
fairy
yep,
fire.
yep. Yeah, because of fairy fire. Yep. I was like, because of what thing?
24 to hit.
A 24 will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh, good damage. 13 damage.
13 damage. As it grabs onto this creature's arm, you can see these like soft blue veins begin to shoot up through the arm, as I believe it's necrotic damage, as the necrotic magic courses through it. Not only does it do the 13 damage, but it also is what, minus 10 feet? No, chill touches can't regain hit points, right?
If you hit an undead target, it also has disadvantage on attack rolls against you until the end of next turn.
Ooh,
And it can't regain hit points until the start of your next turn.
perfect.
And then visually, I'm not 100% sure where everybody's at, but I want to position myself to where I am as best in between it and them as I can get. So probably like a side movement somewhere where I can kind of be the focal point.
Okay. Hang on one second. I'm going to switch headphones real quick.
Okay.
Say something? Like, for real, don't fuck with me. Alright, cool. We're good. I don't know what's going on with my headphones. Like, no, there's a difference between you guys not talking and, like, me being able to very audibly hear the static that's coming through. Shut the... God damn it, Taryn.
It was both of us. Thank you.
I know, but I literally watched you just now just going...
But Rodin and I planned to do this, okay? Literally. Megan was the only one that was apparently too good for us.
Alright. Well, in response, the creature is going to devour your soul. No. The creature is going to move up to you, Kaiden. And as it does, you watch as its body and its form almost looms and grows larger and larger and larger. And I need how far back would you have moved from Kaiden, Ari?
Probably not that far, like probably like 5 feet.
Okay. Then on the Kaiden and Ari and Icarus, would you have stayed close to Hale or would you have moved or positioned yourself?
Icarus has not had a chance to move from where they were when they first got here.
Oh, shit. Yep, so you would have been right there. So I need 3 of you to make wisdom saving throws for me.
I'm just throwing that out there. I have not like I am where I was
Yeah.
when I first
Yep,
got
I
here.
forgot. I forgot because I mentally put your what do you call it?
Yeah. 23.
Do I have another luck and inspo? Just
You do have like you had 2.
I had two. Okay.
Yeah, you had 2.
Oh my God, same number.
You got a 3 though, Ari.
Yeah, same as Icarus, minus 20.
Okay. Let's see, Icarus, you. Oh, you don't take any damage from this. Actually, you're fine. Hale, what'd you get?
12.
12. Hale and Ari, you begin to feel this intense fear well up inside of you. You each take 5 points of damage and are frightened until the end of this creature's next turn. So that means you can't move closer to it. Attack rolls against it are made at disadvantage, and all that fun stuff. I think that's basically the gist of it. Yeah. And that's its turn, so we're going to move to... As it just kind of stands there now looming over the two of you, its size kind of like doubled and tripled. Icarus, to you.
Okay. Is it adjacent to us? As if I move, I get opportunity things?
You would be...
Or is it just closer to us?
You're within 10 feet of it.
Oh, okay. Icarus will back away towards Steinrith. Like, wherever... Where is Steinrith at currently? Like, where
Steinrith,
are we at?
So where you guys are at, you guys are closer to, like, the entry into the left a little, where, like, a small sitting and like, study area are. Steinrith pushed off to the right, where the kitchen is, to get behind, like, where that kitchen table was, which would have given a lot of space between you and the creature. However, the creature closed the distance, between Hale and Ari and you. So you could loop around toward...
Icarus is just going to back up towards the wall near the entry.
Okay.
And then it's going to go ahead and just roll damage.
All right. As you move out of its range...
Oh, does it have reach? Because you said it's within 10 feet.
It has a 10-foot reach.
Oh, then...
Yeah, it's got long, slender manny arms.
Then I'm not moving. If Icarus can tell that it can reach, like, Icarus isn't gonna, like, risk getting whacked at.
Icarus ain't no dummy.
No, like, Icarus is small and adept at not dying.
Yeah. No,
I have the goblin feat where you can, like, as a bonus action, get out of range or, like, disengage.
Oh, wait.
yeah, aren't you a goblin?
Yes, I can. I forgot. New goblin. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna roll my damage first off. Before we're just gonna roll our damage. That is 20 because I'm gonna use, like, as Icarus does it, this surge of force energy that comes through. Like, you can tell Icarus look like the hair kind of, like, sticks straight out a little bit, and, like, her little fangs show as I'm gonna use Fury of the Small. So that is 23 points of force damage.
Oh my god.
And then we will...
That takes up your action, by the way.
Yes, that is my action.
Okay, cool. 23, you said? Shit.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
A fucking witch bolt, bruh.
Dude, that sucks.
And then I have to decide. I've got a couple of things I can do.
Dang.
And you did say, like, Ari has said that the door is locked, correct?
Correct. The door is locked.
Okay. Okay.
I will say, you notice that there is a glowing underneath the couch. And with your... what's your passive perception?
Passive is 15.
With 15, you would notice since you're still standing in this space with Hale and all.
I'm also
like,
2.5 foot tall.
Yeah, so you notice the glowing underneath. I would say you also notice underneath the desk that there's another set of these kind of glowing yellow eyes.
Okay, in that situation, I would. I don't know that I'm strong enough to do this. Because you've already said that the door is locked. Do I run for my life? Okay, we are going to try to use our telekinetic, like the mage hand, and try to literally shove on the door. Like, either, like, does it open in or out? Like, are the hinges on the inside?
I feel like
if I can see the hinges, then I know which way it
opens. I feel like Hale would have the door open inward. That feels more practical. I don't know.
I mean, that is also interior door. They typically open.
Yeah.
Okay, then Icarus is going to try. I keep looking down and seeing Ari for some reason. Anyways, I'm going to try to pull using Mage Hand, like using my feature specifically.
Go ahead and make a what would it essentially be a spell attack roll?
Kinda, because it's like basically something has to make a strength save.
So I'm saying you roll and add your because the door can't make a saving throw.
Yeah. Okay. That's a 22.
A 22. You pull on the handle, or your mage hand does, and you hear a creak and a crack as the door partially comes ajar.
Like it's starting to
it's starting
creak open.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that is my turn.
Perfect. Back to the top. Thynrith.
Okay. I'm gonna try this because I don't know if it's actually gonna work or not, but I want to see if maybe it'll do what I'm hoping it will. Okay, maybe this. So I also don't really know how to cast this because first warlock. Sleep.
Ooh, interesting. Is it a concentration spell?
No.
No. Good. Then I won't cancel out Fairy Fire. What you do is you roll those dice.
Mm-hmm.
And then you tell me what you got. Who are you trying to cast sleep on? You're trying to cast sleep on the...
On, what's his name? Ulrich?
Yeah, but it's like a huge space, right? It's like a 20-foot sphere or a 10-foot sphere or something.
Let me see. Within 20 feet of a point I choose.
Okay.
Within range. Oh, yeah. That would be good. About how big is this room? Actually, that's a good question.
This room's roughly, because it's like two rooms in one, it's roughly about like 40 feet by like 20 feet.
You can also position it like...
Yeah, you can also position it back where it like... where you position your fairy fire, you would have potentially got two of the cat creatures. Now recognize, like now seeing what this is, you can see the eyes over there and be able to go, cool, same thing, right?
Okay.
So you could position it where you originally positioned it and just catch the fringe of this creature with like the one that's under the couch, as well.
I would like to go off of that.
All right, so go ahead and roll your die.
Okay. Okay, so 14 plus 12.
14 plus 12 is 26. So.
Okay, so I don't know.
So the good news is you start with the thing with the lowest HP.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you know it or not, the cat thing underneath the couch is asleep. However, this guy has a lot more than the remainder HP, and thus is not asleep. But you watch as for a moment his side, like there's like this shadowy like there's like this like inflating size to him as he's like rising to entice fear in you, right? And for a moment, when you feel, because you kind of know when you cast your spell, when you feel the creature underneath the couch go to sleep, you watch for a second, his size flickers and shrinks for a moment.
The question is, do you call that out?
So how do you go off of, like, are we allowed to see things?
Yeah, you're allowed.
Is it like a
Yeah,
bonus
no,
action, or-
no, you just go. Every round of combat, just dead silent. No, I'm kidding. No, you can talk. You can call stuff out. Anything you see or do. Like, I usually keep it to like the same thing as sending, where as long as you're not monologuing during your turn, you can blurt out general information to the rest of the party.
I think spooky glowing eyes creatures are making him stronger, and if we take them out, maybe it'll do something. And that'll be what I yell. And then that will be my turn, because there's not really much else that will be helpful. So.
Perfect. Point of order. You still do have one right behind you.
Oh, I do have one.
You can also call that out if you'd like, because I don't think... Or no, you would know that there's one over there, Ari. You would know not where, but... Oh shit, yeah, did I done fuck up? Because you saw that originally. I did. I'm sorry, Ari. You would have known where the one over in the kitchen would have been, because you would have saw the eyes previously.
That's true.
That's my bad.
Well, to be fair, what I asked was, what?
Oh, can you see what are they? Yeah, you can't see the
Yeah.
form. You can only see the eyes. Yep.
Theater of the mind.
Theater of the mind. All right, it's to you.
Right. Gosh, I really have like no combat spells. It's very unfortunate. Especially for things without a mind. Should I make fun of the defense mechanism? Okay. What I am going to do, I am gonna use, since we're all squishy wizards, I am gonna use my Mantle of Inspiration. As a bonus action, I can spend one of my bardic inspirations to grant 5 HP up to 4 creatures you can see, and there are 4 creatures I specifically want to give 5 temporary hit points to.
Nice. This guy is totally going to be thankful that you gave him 5 HP.
No, not him. Yeah.
Cool.
So, I'm gonna, my my instrument from nowhere, start plucking on my Curious, or not Curious, Saturn, and you guys are gonna feel emboldened. It's gonna be very exciting battle music, and then all you can fight your inner demons, and you'll get a specific bardic inspiration as well. And that's my turn.
Oh, you're nothing for your action?
2 bonus actions.
I will allow it. Sure. Yeah, I'll take it. Because 2 bonuses make an action, technically. Cool. Hail.
Okay. Read all of these, and I'm still doing the wizard thing. Out of curiosity, I'm going to do this just to see what happens, to see if it helps me with other things. So I'm going to cast Intellect Fortress on myself. So I'm going to sort of concentrate on it, concentrate on me, and bolster my resistance to, well, it does things as a spell, but psychic damage, as well as gives me advantage on a couple other saves. But with it being Intellect Fortress, I want to see if I can, like, because I don't know anything about the catch, just so we're aware. Like, I've clearly just focused on this thing in front of me, so does that give me a general sense of anything? Thought I'd try it. Maybe make.
Oh, you're saying like do you sense the presence of anything else?
Yeah, because like I've been singularly focused, so I want to sort of enhance my own intellect to try to give me a better awareness of the situation and what's going on.
I'll say as a part of it, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. 8.
8. No, you are terrified of this thing in front of you and are so like you are paralyzed almost with fear.
Okay. So I will do that, cast that on myself. Do I get to roll to try to save that now?
No, it's at the end of his turn.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But any future ones you'd have advantage
Yep.
on.
Okay, that's my turn. I don't have to move, right? I just can't move towards it.
Correct.
All right, I'll stay where I'm at.
You watch as the face lifts up and looks at you, Thynrith, as you call out these cat-like creatures. No. No. And then it's like screams no. That last time, I don't want to break my mic, so I'm not going to do it. But it screams a third no, and as it does, it blips out of existence momentarily of this like poof of like gray and black ash. And then right next to you, this almost like wave of force emanates from it. Thynrith, I need you to make a strength saving throw for me.
You're strong.
As it manifests next to you.
Okay. I was being stupid. I was saying, I'm so glad and lucky that strength is one of my worst stats. All right, that is a 6.
A 6. You are going to get thrown 10 feet away. You're going to take, 1 whole point of bludgeoning damage as you slam into the wall that's there. And then you will be knocked prone. It is then going to use 1 claw attack against you while you are prone. I'm going to use 2 Umbrella Kills dice instead of 1. That's a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
For
Hang on a minute. I am going to cast Silvery Barbs to try to distract it as a reaction.
Okay.
Which means it must re-roll again, and with this, take the lower roll.
Oh, well, it would still be it re-rolls the entire roll or just re-rolls a new one?
The triggering creature must re-roll the d20 and use the lower roll.
Okay. That was a 17. So a -1, 23.
Try so. It's okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
For shit, where's that? As its claws rake down onto you for 7 points of slashing damage. Icarus, it's to you. Your witch bolt stays connected to it. It's almost like for a moment, like your arm is extended as it's like holding out, and then when it flashes, your arm just goes and like swings round to where it manifests and then reconnects. Yeah, it's like arc of lightning shoots over everybody.
Wait, do we get to do the fear saving throws though?
At the end of its turn, you guys are no longer frightened.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Icarus will maintain concentration on our witch bolt here, but seeing like Thynrith get like swooped down on, is going to like one hand is like concentrating on this bolt, the other hand comes forward, like the book just whips open in front, and hopefully five of those little blasty bits that look like, you know what, we're gonna keep them. They just come out looking like little suns, just burst out towards it. And we're gonna attack. And then I'm gonna roll damage before I tell you what it was. It's a 27 to hit.
Wait, what are you casting?
Guiding bolt.
Oh my god.
And I'm just gonna send you this on. I'm sending you this
Okay.
because I had this pre-rolled, and I've been waiting for it.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I knew what I was gonna do the moment I did it.
Cool.
So there we go.
So cool. So as this bolt lashes out toward it, you already had advantage against it because it still had fairy fire.
Do you want to see if I get 2 of? No. That would have
Hang
been
on.
a 2.
Is fairy fire concentration?
Oh,
That's a
that
good
would have.
question.
Yeah.
That would have. It
Make it
doesn't.
Because it would have dropped if it was.
Yeah. That. Well, no, not
You would
the
have to make a Constitution
Right.
saving throw.
Constitution saving throws are not my favorite thing.
Yeah, you would have needed a 10 or higher on a con saving throw.
Yeah.
But I think you could do that.
Where
That's-
would it say if it's concentration or not?
Fairy fire.
I don't think it is.
I mean, I rolled a natural 20 to hit it.
Oh shit! Yeah, you did.
But
You did hit a natural 20, so I guess it won't matter. But
It is concentration.
it is. Yeah. So just roll a d20. If it's higher than 10, you're fine.
Because do you add your constant your con
You add
scores
your-
or just?
Yeah, it's a Constitution saving throw.
This is why I don't play wizards and
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't need concentration. That's why Eden never cast anything with
It should
concentration.
really just be called a Constitution saving throw. It
Saving
shouldn't be
throw.
called- yeah, but yeah, if it's 10 or higher, it stays.
It was a 9. So
Cool.
Oh.
So this is the thing. This like opaque blue fades away from the creature as, boom, your magical energy slams into it and it begins to radiate this almost solar color yet again. What type of damage? How much damage is it, and of what type?
Oh, that's just that is 36 points of radiant.
Real quick, mental math. What is 36 times 2?
36 times 2, 72?
74.
so
72.
72.
So you watch as this thing just the chitinous armor and like flesh almost that covers this thing just starts burning away as you hit into it.
It don't like that. It's gonna kill me next. Brace
70,
yourself.
hang on. Numbers. 100 and that looks right. Cool.
Guiding bolt is the best thing
As it's
that
just,
I
and it's like,
ever gave to Icarus.
and as it's like lingering, it's just it's
Glowing.
frothing and glowing, and it's like emitting this like almost like low rumble of a scream.
Yeah.
And with that, we go up to Vinrith.
all right. So to get up from being knocked prone, it's just movement, right? It's like, all right. So I'd like to do that first. Like to try to get up. So about how far across the room did he?
You're only
Yeah,
about
yeah.
you're only about 10 feet away.
Okay.
Somebody heal Feinrith.
That's my plan.
The next attack does get advantage against it.
Okay. So, question.
Mm-hmm.
If I was trying to do a spell, actually, I have a thing. Let me do this really quick. I'm going to use Phase Step.
Ooh. Okay.
And so you said the room is like 20 by 40, right?
Yeah. Just
I'm
about.
just gonna about how far is like what's the closest I can be to him and not get any kind of like disadvantage or anything using a ranged spell?
You pretty much where you're at.
Where I'm at? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
you can because you can only get you'd be within 10 feet of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll still probably use Phase Step because I don't want to be near him because that makes me nervous. I'll use Phase Step and I'll go probably like at least like 15, 20-ish feet, just whichever direction allows me to get that far away from him.
Perfect. Yeah, I'd say you just go deeper into the room, closer to where Hale's desk is.
Okay.
And Bamf over there. Not quite to it, but in this like open space where you can see that the hall to your left leads down to what look to be like bedrooms or bed chambers.
Okay. And then I would like to use Toll the Dead
Ooh.
as my action.
Interesting. All right. All right. Wisdom saving throw coming right up.
Good.
How does a 14 sound?
That saves.
So
Well,
the bells ring around it, and as I think it's just in too much pain from the amount of radiant damage that was just given to it, to really be able to
Sorry.
Yeah. God damn it. The radiant damage that he just took from Icarus is still just like coiled around him as the guiding bolt is just maintaining its shape. And it doesn't have a moment to really sit and hear the bells on which you're tolling. So nothing happens. And your bonus action was to face step. So
so that is my turn.
I believe at that point we are going to move to Ari.
All right. Ari moves over to Thynreth, puts a hand on your arm and cure wounds for 8 points of healing. And says, I think anybody is that handsome and capable as you has no problem taking on something like this, and gives you a bardic inspiration. So you have a d6 you can use. You'll next time. And I'm gonna use a little more movement to try and spread out.
Perfect. I would say the best way for you to pull or to move would be back and around toward the opposite end of the couch where there's a like small shuttered window that looks out into what like the rest of the garden and space would be.
Okay, and my turn.
Perfect. Hale.
Okay, real quick, want to do just whip my head around just to get. I don't want to move. Just kind of get a quick assessment of my students, health wise, or visually hurt wise.
I'm okay.
They look all right.
Okay.
Yeah, they look all right. They're holding their own.
Okay, so I will turn back to the thing in front of me, and I'll just look at it and say, I'm not running anymore, and I will cast Kaiden's Curse on it.
All right.
Wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Let's go for it. 18.
I hate saves. I will never do another
Somebody
save
still has
character
advantage. Oh my
ever.
god, you're about to do another fucking guiding bolt on it. I swear to God.
Reaction, silvery barbs.
Ooh.
And put disadvantage on it.
All right.
Hopefully it will go better than last time.
That's a 7.
Yeah, that fails.
All right.
So it will take, at the end of each of its turns, it takes 1d12 psychic damage, and it is incapacitated.
It's currently incapacitated.
Yes.
And secondary effect of silvery barb, I choose a different creature I can see within range to give advantage on their next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw within 1 minute.
Damn.
Since I know Ari's about to act next, I'm giving that to Ari.
There's so much,
Icarus,
so much magic shit happening.
You know what? Ari was your second character in Wizards. That's why I'm all mixed up, isn't it?
Well, we both keep doing it.
We both keep doing. Ari just feels like your name somehow. Oh, man, I should have just gone with Aria, I just felt that was too.
I honestly assume that's what it was short for.
Yeah.
Because I know you.
Yeah, I always love having stupidly on the nose names.
Hale, when you cast Kaiden's Curse, go ahead and roll me, on top of all this other magical bullshit that's going on, go ahead and roll me a d10.
9.
A 9. All right, thank you. Noted.
Great. I gotta adjust my hat for scary stuff.
Hale. So he's incapacitated, and he takes damage on his turn. Does he make a save at the end of his turn, or how's that work?
So yeah, so he makes basically he takes 1d12 psychic right out of the gate. Then he's incapacitated for his turn, and then at the end of a turn he can do another wisdom save.
Perfect. Because are you done with your turn? I guess that would be the question.
I am, yes.
All right. So then go to the start of his turn. Go ahead and roll a d12.
Okay. 9.
9. All right. As of what type of damage?
Psychic.
Psychic. As the psychic damage, like as you reach out with your mind and like resonate this kind of reverberation of like mental noise at the creature, the head turns towards you for a moment. And as you lock eyes and stare deep within the darkness that's there, words aren't expressed, as this thing can't really talk. But this is a very similar you are both creations of Alric and embodiments of him in some way.
Okay.
The effects of your damage are next to none. However, it does lose its whole turn as it's standing there locked in place. And so I will make another wisdom saving throw to see if he stays. 19.
Succeeds.
And you watch as the head turns and he slowly like lifts one foot. Like he starts to make that motion to move toward you.
Okay, just for a point of order, I had to drop Fortress for that.
Noted.
So I'm just gonna. I'm not feared anymore, right?
You're no. Yeah, no, you haven't been feared. No.
Okay, so I am gonna take a step towards it too, but like kind of mimic its sort of
Like presence.
yeah, not presence so much as like motion. Like if it's slow, I'll go slow, like, and kind of like make, hopefully try to impart the wisdom that I just learned onto it, that we are the same sort of thing.
All right.
So we'll see what happens.
Your choice.
Again, mentally.
Your choice of intimidation. Well, actually, yeah, roll an intimidation check, but instead of charisma, add your intelligence.
Okay. Intelligence. 15? 14. 14.
14. You watch as you lock eyes with this thing and take a step toward it. And as you take one step, and then a second, and then a third, you both are still eyes locked onto each other. But the size of this creature shrinks and shrinks, almost as if you are in some way forcing your own will onto it.
I'm just going to reach out telepathically and say, we all want the same thing.
answers. You all hear this as almost an echoing throughout the chamber.
I will protect us. And we'll find them. They were helping.
And there's a long pause, like this long pregnant pause. They do not understand the lengths we've gone to keep me here.
This is a private conversation between these two, right? Like, we're just all sort of standing.
I mean, you guys are all, like, this is all in the moment. I will say, Icarus, this creature is still glowing with your radiant energy. There is a conversation, like, you can hear the conversation, like, you can hear the response to whatever Hale is saying to it. You know, Hale is not saying anything verbally, but there is a response that just emanates from the space above.
Icarus will lock eyes with Hale, like is maintaining Witch Bolt, but is not like is waiting, like looks towards Hale for some sort of guidance from Professor, like because clearly things have like paused, right? Like not attacking constantly, seems to be shrinking. Icarus is not dropping the Witch Bolt, but is not doing the thing.
Okay, so in response to what he said, Kaiden will say, we don't know either. And that's what Ripley was trying to do. But I understand now that perhaps it's not the right time to know. And I will kind of just hold my hands out, like, so that they can see my palms behind me. Like, 1 sec, please.
Theinrith, actions for you.
And at this point, I feel like she would kind of just try to retreat to Hale a little bit. Try to go near the professor, because this is obviously something that he at least kind of understands more than I do. Because so far, I mean, I just got sucked into this home and attacked by a really crazy looking monster and saw weird leather cats. So I would like to go
It's
to
called
the
a
professor.
Tuesday. Chill out, okay? No.
Not my Tuesday.
Don't kink shame, Megan.
As you move toward the professor, Ari, anything for you?
Ari, having seen that this monster twisted from Hale, Ari's gonna hold out her hand and sort of slowly walk towards it. And when she gets, assuming he doesn't like get aggressive when she gets near, she's gonna go down on one knee in front of it and say, I'm sorry. I am not your enemy. I want to help.
Hale, to you.
If I can sense how close they are, I'm going to grab Theinrith's hand and Ari's hand and kind of motion for Icarus. and if and when I guess I'll say I'll hold my actions so that if Ari comes up or Icarus comes up and grabs the hand, I will tell Ari try to cancel the spell.
Oh,
Icarus is still concentrating.
I will make a very obvious notion to come over and obviously holding.
Like Icarus is still caught, but like comes over, but like obviously is like making a point to like hold that on there, and then like comes up like behind Hale's leg and is like holding on and is like peeking out like while still holding the witch bolt.
Ari, make a wisdom saving throw, please.
I've been doing so good at these tonight. Oh, I actually did okay. I think maybe 18.
18. Icarus. For the briefest of moments, you don't know why you lose control of your witch bolt. Roll your damage for me.
13.
13. So this will come in two parts. The first being that a surge of energy lashes out into the creature, which then dissipates into dust and ash. In that same moment, Ari, you attempt to pull the group out of this dreamscape. You all will take 6 points of damage as there is a slight reverb from the still magical connection that Icarus had. But
You said
your minds and eyes go black for a second before 6 points of damage, yes. Before slowly starting to open, staring up at the moon and the sky, the stars. And you are awake at the base of the tower of the Malthair Collective outside of Swega.
Ow.
Hale, are you okay?
So you'll look over and see light blue eyes, so Jonah. He is visibly bawling and says
Ari
that-
just runs over and
I was gonna say Icarus just reaches up, like I assume they all like kind of come back, like, and Icarus just kind of reaches up and like takes Hale's pinky.
I'm sorry for that. Unintended consequences, but I should have expected something.
You didn't know.
that though.
Well, I mean, he spent, I actually don't know how long, but he spent a long time crafting defense mechanisms to protect himself, so I don't know why I thought there wouldn't be more. I learned something, but it was potentially at the expense of all of you. So
I'm fine.
Me too.
Ripley just gave
I'm
this
ready.
big speech about danger spectrums, and then
Nobody died.
yeah, this time.
Yeah, unlike this morning. Hey, less dangerous, technically, arguably.
Sure. Always.
One less person died during this encounter than we did during your lesson.
You should never ever let Kaiden forget that, just by the way.
It doesn't seem like we're trending towards letting him forget that at all. No.
He's very upset in here. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, and Arya, thank you I did learn quite a few things I didn't know before. So one scary thought though is I feel like that thing was sort of instantly manifested, making it seem like I don't know if he's getting better at crafting defense mechanisms, but I guess that's a thought for another day.
We never did really get to try the suggestion spell, but I'm thinking we probably should just let sleeping Arlix lie.
Yeah. Yeah,
He needs therapy.
and sleep. Well, sort of. I need my kind of sleep. And so do you guys. It's late. Feels late. Ari, what time? Or Icarus, what time is it?
What time is it?
It's roughly what would be like 9, like between 9 and 10 at night.
Well, according to the position of Ursa Minor and specifically
Just
the
numbers.
phase of it's about 9:42 p.m.
Sure, thank you. Okay, so, and then he'll switch back to Green Eyes Ripley. Well, I think Jonah said it best, but you all did amazing. I think to your point earlier, Ari, about being ready for danger, I think you guys have displayed quite a resilience. And it's my fault that you've had to do that. But I don't know, maybe you guys are ready for something a little more strenuous. So maybe we expedite your training a bit. Nothing dangerous like this, and this is the first and last time that we do this as well. But perhaps you guys are ready to take on a more significant learning. You guys have proven yourself quite well. So no more baby gloves in the classroom. So we'll learn some real good theoretical for the time being magic. But I think for the night I need to call it for myself.
Does that also mean that you'll help me dabble into some arcano-mechanical contraptions? Because I have this idea for a rather large machine that would actually help facilitate the spellcasting of converging different planes, as it were, and possibly traveling through it. I'll show you the drawings.
Sure, yeah, I'm not so inclined with that, but I am interested to learn. So maybe you can teach me a few things as well.
It's all theoretical, but I would love to do it.
Something has occurred to me another thing I probably need to apologize for. When I took on this role, I thought personally that it would put us closer to becoming whole again, because this was one of the things that he loved more than anything. But it occurred to me that one, this is just a facet of his life and not the most important one. And also, I have an interest in arcane and intellectual studies, but apparently all of us individually are lacking something, which is why we're not as good as we thought we were. So perhaps there's some more things that I need to figure out, and perhaps maybe figure out how to utilize each one of my aspects to create a better teaching experience for you guys. So I'll work on that.
I know you said you don't want to try that again. If you ever want me to help you in whatever way I can.
It was interesting.
That scared me off yet.
Yeah. Perhaps when we both get better control over our capabilities.
I'll go back in your brain and kill stuff.
That sounds like a threat.
It does
No,
sound-
I didn't. No.
Okay.
Fine, Rith. Well, they were all having this conversation. You managed to silently and slowly creep out of their purview. Where do you go?
I am going to make my way to the Briar. Just kind of as quickly as I can. About how far are we from it right now? Or we're
You guys aren't probably more
We
than
were like right beside.
yeah.
them.
You guys are pretty
We're
much
right
like
by-
next to it. Like you guys aren't more than 20 or 30 feet away. Like
Mm.
yeah, probably about 20 feet away at the most.
okay, then I would just I want to get as close to it as I can without touching it, basically.
Okay. I mean, you're close enough that you're able to like you can see your breath, beginning to like manifest on the.
Okay. And at that point, I would just kind of like to try to see if I could reach out to my patron for a second.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how that would work, but
What would you like? What would you ask of him? I guess is the what's your
I brace myself. Okay, so I know you told me to put Tom in there, and I understand it's part of something I probably don't understand. But I don't know why. I've kind of come to at least have some concern for these people, and if what our professor said is true, I don't want to risk them getting hurt because I followed through with this. Is what he said true, or they're going to get hurt?
They aren't the ones who are meddling in the affairs of Archfey. They know who is asking this request. Their quarrel will not be with mortals, but with other Fae.
And with that, I will motion for Tom, and I will set him onto the briar.
As you move to set him onto the briar, he flaps once, and the three of you can hear the flapping of wings behind you as you watch as Tom lifts about 5 feet into the air and then begins to spiral, and as he does, turns from the pseudo-dragon form into this giant shard of ice, similar in size and proportion, and slams down into the briar. Or what you think is into the briar. For what you didn't notice is a small opening appear, and a slender hand emerge from the briar to grasp the now crystallized Tom. It cracks and breaks, shatters in a mist of dust. The moon twinkling it off of it as a shadow begins to emerge from the briar. Ahead, two small antennae from the top, only about halfway up, so its torso emerges. The hand reaches and extends for you, grabs you and pulls you close. Next time, I will not hesitate to kill her. But I do not wish to kill her. I will wait for her to watch as I kill you. and the being throws you down under the ground and vanishes back into the briar. And that's where we're going to end our session tonight.
I have a question.
Yes.
You said 2 and how big was this thing?
Bigger than Hemlock. Not so much bigger. An aspect of sorts. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you to the Raiders who just showed up. I'm sorry you guys came in right at the end. Welcome to the Red Hare Inn. This is the Ecriom Expeditions, our D&D campaign that we play here at the Red Hare Inn. This was an offshoot two-shot that has potential for more. That is tangential to our main campaign, which will be back next Tuesday. As the party finally comes back together after doing a bunch of things abroad. Yeah, definitely definitely follow us if you're interested in seeing what comes next. And thank you to my wonderful players and to for just being able to I don't know. Thank you for letting me be able to do this. Taryn's gonna kill me. We're gonna go around the horn and let everybody say who they are, what they're doing. And everybody wished Taryn a happy birthday. Only about an hour left here on the East Coast of Taryn's birthday before it becomes not Taryn's birthday. But yeah, we'll start with Megan.
All right, my name is Megan. I played Theinrith.
Shit, another Hi guys, I'm so sorry. Welcome to the Red Hare Inn. We're about to close shop for the night. However, please stay tuned. We are going to raid somebody else. So let's bring this raid train and move it to somebody else. Keep the positive energy, the vibes, all of that stuff. Yeah, thank you so much. Megan, continue. I apologize.
Oh, no, that's okay. My name is Megan. I played Theinrith. I had a lot of fun. Logan, you did really awesome. You made it a really fun environment. I really appreciated this. I also play a character in the Curiosity campaign. We play once a month. It's really fun. I also made the character art for that, so go check it out. It's really cool. I make all kinds of random creepy art and character concepts and things like that. You can find me on Instagram at _the_art_nerd_. And yeah.
Ronan.
Hey, I'm Ronan. You can find me here on a couple different things. I'm on Curiosity, where I play Cat, and then we talk about the ore stuff, and that's pretty much it. Because I don't really have socials, but it was fun to step back into Hale, and I got a shit ton of character development, so that was pretty dope. But now I'm just also curious about this game, so I have more questions than answers, so there's that. But that's me.
Lizzie.
Hello, I'm Lizzie Donahue. You can find me on social media at the Lizzie LD. I was pi_heart in chat, and it was so much fun playing this two-shot. I do hope we come back because you get this little cliffhanger. You're just leaving us on a cliffhanger, and that's the end. Come on. So I love playing with all of you. You can find me here on alternating Tuesdays as part of the Ecriom expedition. We will all be back together next Tuesday, and I'm also very looking forward to that. All right, last up, I believe, is the birthday girl. Birthday Eldritch Entity.
Yes, it is the birthday Eldritch Entity. Yeah, so my name's Taryn. I've been Milo Thatch. I'm just kidding. I was playing Icarus. You can catch me at Valrook across the socials. I'm a generally creative human, TTRPG player, GM, dice maker, again, Eldritch Entity.
You can catch me here playing the Ecriom expeditions on alternating Tuesdays. You can catch me for the continuation of Curiosity, where I'm the GM, on the 16th of this month on a Tuesday as well. And you can catch me on Modifius's Twitch channel every Monday in a new Fallout campaign where we're previewing the new book that actually drops on the 11th. So you can come check me out there, where I will be playing a character named Sport. And I'm more than it appears. I know that's a shocker. Anything else? Working on Lior, dice making. That's me, and it's my birthday. But I'm not talking about how old I am, because time is a construct, and eldritch entities don't follow that. So that's me.
75.
Shut.
I'm your innkeeper and dungeon master, Logan Hanley. You can find me here at the Red Hair Inn, where I'm doing the Ecriom expeditions and other projects that happen. I also play on Curiosity, which is pretty fun. I get to play a nice little cat noozling meower, Keegan. But yeah, other than that, definitely follow us on all the things if you want to keep in touch, if you want to see what we're doing. We're going to go raid and share all this love that we got tonight with our friends over at Magi RPG, who are playing rock and role play. So we're going to catch them before they end their session. And I hope that's like, I'm not like just continuing the raid.
Tuning the thing.
Yeah. But you know what? We'll go send them the love. Thank you guys thank you all for watching, for coming in and hanging out here at the Red Hair Inn. Until next time, my friends, stay safe and adventure awaits. Bye.
Bye.
Wah.